What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Kaisha, this time with episode 11. Last episode, probably my favourite one of the series so far. Really loved seeing the relationship been building throughout the season. Again, the names are a bit of a myth, so apologies, but from Soma and his new girlfriend, I think. Well, I'm not sure if girlfriend, but almost at that point. Again, I love that we've been seeing their kind of relationship build over the season and then kind of accumulating last episode where she finally gave in, which is awesome. But again, I think the only negative from that episode was the fact that it makes the our main characters, like, I would have liked to see that for our main characters. Like, yes, it's cool kind of starting them out in a relationship, but I feel like, I don't know about you guys, we've had more time with these, but I feel more connected with the relationship from last episode than I do with our main characters, which is interesting. I think that's just, like, again, the negative of starting their story after they already, like, had the relationship. That's why so many romance anime focus on the build up, and too much, in my opinion, for quite a lot of romance anime I've seen. There's too much time between the span of them kind of becoming friends, whatever, and then going into relationships. Sometimes that is just the whole show, and that's usually a bit of a negative for me. Not all the time, but that's usually a bit of a negative for me, that things don't move fast enough. Whereas again, you kind of skip all that in this show. And it's, I mean, there's a reason they focus a lot on that, because that is some of the most interesting kind of parts about a relationship, the whole build up. So again, it just kind of highlighted the lack of that for our main characters. But again, I feel like it was really well done. And again, last week's episode was definitely my favourite so far. Maybe we might get some more. I mean, we've had a few little flashbacks, I think, but a comprehensive flashback with, like, stuff like that would be quite appreciated. But yeah, as usual, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. This has definitely been a unique romance I've seen, that's for sure. Both in that aspect and in regards to them kind of working in an office and hiding their relationship. Haven't seen an anime quite like this. Not that I've watched every romance out there. I do like to watch at least like 2 or 3 romances a season. I do like a good romance. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is one of my absolute favourite movies. Quite a few romance movies are some of my favourites, actually. Oh my god. This guy's ordering. Yeah, this guy's ordering the top of the top. HR. You always hear a lot about HR. When I worked in an office, I never interacted with HR. I don't think it's probably a good thing. I'm not sure it's a thing that you want to be interacting with too much, just purely based on watching the show The Office. I always felt bad for that guy who worked in HR. Always felt really bad for him. He was a nice guy. Man, it's been years since I watched that. Also, a bit of a I'm exposing myself a bit here, but I've never actually watched the UK version of The Office. You'd think would be the first one I watched. I need to watch it because I've heard it's really good. But I've watched all of the American one years ago. Yeah, the fund transfer. See, I felt like that. I got transferred teams when I worked at an office, and I felt it kind of did. Again, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I literally always got perfect marks, and like it was an incoming kind of call. It was motor insurance and take calls, sort out people's insurance and so on. It was awfully interesting. But I always got perfect marks on all my calls. I never even like there was I think it was rank 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. 4 being awful, 3 being bad, 2 being okay, 1 being good, and 0 being like perfect. And I never even got a 1. I got 0 every time, which is a bit questionable considering I've also mentioned the fact that I did also used to just give people a discount, just because it made the calls easier. Like, if some people were really adamant and such, I would just be like, yeah, you know what? Actually, we have got a bit of a discount. Here you go, and then that would just sort things out a bit easier, even though there was like no discount to be given. So I always thought I'd get pulled up on that. I never did, thankfully. I'm not sure what would have happened if I did, to be honest with you. But I always thought it would be the case of surely give them like just like a 2% discount to keep their business rather than them not having their insurance with us anymore if we don't take 30 quid off their charge for the year. It just seems quite stupid. And maybe they thought the same, but yeah, I always got like perfect marks, and then I got transfer teams, and I was like, oh shit, even with those scores, like, damn, do they not want me? Is it because of who I am? Do they find me annoying or something? It's like, yeah, you start questioning everything you think you know, and I think it ended up being because we formed a new team, and that new team was like some of the better people from every team to kind of make up this team. And that actually ended up being quite annoying for me because I wanted to. One of the reasons I quit the job is because there wasn't too many kind of paths to progression and to go up the ladder or anything, and that was made harder for me because it was again an accumulation of quite good other workers. So if I would have stayed in that group, it probably would have been easier to progress because maybe the other people might not have been quite as good. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I quit because I didn't really get too many chances to actually, yeah, kind of go up the ladder. But I can sympathise with him here. I was actually, it was weird because I actually felt a little bit emotional. The fact that I got like, I think it was just after Christmas. We just had like a Christmas kind of drinking, and we went out and grew quite a bit closer with people. And yeah, I ended up getting transferred and just felt like, oh shit, is it because of that? Because they got to know me? They got to know me, so they want to transfer me now? Like, I was never too close with anyone at work because I want to keep things like arm's length. But the one time like I did do something like that, I ended up getting transferred. So like, oh shit, well, not doing that again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe maybe it's because I'm a horrible person. They want to move me out. Again, I'm not sure that ended up being the case, but like I said, I did feel a bit emotional. And I think after that, it just became a thing of like, well, you shouldn't be too emotional about a job. Yes, you should care about the job you do and such, but at the end of the day, it's kind of that thing of like these are like giant corporations, companies. They really can give a you're like a little ant in their little farm ground, making little bits of money for them. Like, shouldn't actually invest too much in it. My number one thing now is like it's family, friends, and just like, yes, your job and money and such is important, but I don't think it's as important as your mental state, your happiness, your family. Like, jobs and such can be replaced. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important again, but at the end of the day, do you really want to slave your life away for a corporation that hardly even recognizes you? Well, she's doing an Elon Musk. I always used to, when I did start out, I always used to be a bit cautious about asking for help too much. I felt like a bit of an annoyance. Yeah, that is actually a positive thing that she can ask for help without yeah, thinking about it too much. It's nice of him, isn't it? Oh, it's not as good as it sounds. Let me tell you that. Oh, you'd hate it. I think women especially probably. I mean, again, there are always exceptions, but women probably especially wouldn't enjoy it. That it always sounds, and you think it'd be like a nice thing, like a campfire and some tents. I would tell you this: I've camped quite a lot, and it's not all that. It really isn't. It's humid. You get yes, yes. I know you get dirty. It's hard to find actual flat space on the ground. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at sleep. Like I always, it's a pretty weird thing I used to do. I used to just randomly sleep on my sofa at my old house when I was a kid. I used to just watch TV downstairs, and then I very easily could just go to my room upstairs and sleep in my bed. But I'd just sleep on my sofa or sleep on the floor next to my sofa. Just don't know why. But I've always been quite good at sleeping uncomfortable places. And even for me, I specifically remember it like putting my head down and there just being like a giant rock underneath where I pitched my tent. It's super uncomfortable. Yeah, that's a nice idea that he's come up with here. Little troubleshooting questions. He obviously won't be able to answer everything, but it's a it comes from a good place, so we appreciate that. I also remember I went to Reading one year and it started raining really bad and just like got out of my tent and literally just like my tent's like almost floating in the fucking water. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I don't think it would be at all. I think you make too much of a big thing out of it after you hide it for so long. And again, it kind of comes with a. It's kind of cool the fact that you hide it. And again, it's a bit edgy. Gonna propose to her? Well, everybody's here. And the bugs, flashlights. Again, they love to. Every like piece of media loves to make out camp to be some awesome thing. Maybe it's because I watched too many horror movies. Too many Friday the 13th movie with campers getting killed, having sex, smoking weed, and getting killed. That was another thing. Me and my friends took a tent out one time to some woods and hotboxed it, smoking a load of weed in there, and it was horrible. Like it was fun, but again, it just ended up being so because of the smoke there. It just ended up being so wet inside. Like the moisture was just crazy. And I'm quite good with bugs. Yeah, again, the bugs when you're out camping, they're the bad kind, the horrible kind. Bite you. Golden beer. And this woman's always so fucking conscious of her age. Again, it's understandable, but she really shouldn't be. I've always thought, not always, but I've thought myself as an adult, I'm a bit of an old soul, so I can. I've always thought of myself a bit, maybe not mature, more mature, but just being a bit more. I listen to people. I feel a bit more understanding than younger people, perhaps. I a bit more quiet, a bit more reserved. Like let things roll out like an older person rather than being chaotic and such. I don't know. Like I said, I always felt a bit more like an old soul. Oh yeah, doesn't really answer the question. Of course you are. everybody hides secrets from everybody. It's just a natural thing. I always say this. People always want to hide, even to their partner. I mean, you eventually, if you get married and such, you will see your partner's like bad side and so on. And accepting that is one of the things you have to do in a relationship. But especially from the people you love, you want to hide your bad side. You want to hide anything you might feel they see as negative. Okay. Bride's birthday. Okay. Might as well be. Good job, guys. Good job. So now everybody knows. What? They put the candle on before they put the. Well, a weird order of operations. Oh, now the candle isn't on there anymore. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Am I seeing things? No, there is definitely a candle on there, and a 7 thing. It looks really weird. Maybe I'm. You guys have a look at this shot. I mean, it's probably hard on my video, but it looks like the cake they brought out there is here, but it looks like behind that there's another cake with a 7 and a candle on it. Like, this perspective makes it look like the candle and the 7 isn't on that cake. And there's like a cake behind it, but there's not a cake behind it. It looks really weird. You guys have a look at that if you can, and let me know what you guys think. I don't think it looks really strange. Not that it's a big deal, of course. Just made me trip out for a second. Who the hell puts the icing on after they light the candle? But then the candle was gone. What is the 7? I'm not sure why there'd be a 7 on there anyway. Unless he's like 37 or 47 or something. Oh. Mama. That's not a bit weird. I mean, to be fair, I think it's normal calling your partner mum. especially in front of your kids. But mama, it was a bit weird in that scenario, perhaps. Bad, he's got a nice salary, hasn't he? Lucky man, lucky man. See you again. If I was like living here, I'd just like camp out. I'd have the camp out, but then I'd just like go inside and sleep in my own bed. I think we're okay with everybody here knowing, aren't we? Not like these people would spread like dangerous rumours or hate or anything. Like, that's not a risky thing. Like, the risk isn't the fact that people find out and start spreading stuff and start hating on you. Yeah. I can understand how it might be a bit of a worry initially, like, oh, they're dating, they're secretly dating. That's not allowed. We should mess with that and blah blah blah. Like, these aren't those type of people. No way. I'm calling it. That's a fake out. There's no way. I mean, I've got no idea how long the source material for this is, but they wouldn't give up the premise of the show this early, would they? I'm just gonna look quickly. Hopefully, I won't get any spoilers, but I imagine there's more source material than a season's worth, right? Oh no, Kaisha. It's really hard to actually see how many chapters there are of something on my anime list. 15 volumes and 148 chapters. Oh, it's ended? Alright. So it started in 2019 and ended in 2013, apparently. 2023, sorry. By 2013. So it is a finished story, which I actually like. Which means we might actually get an ending, depending on the success of this. I'm not sure how successful it's been. I don't really hear many people talking about it, but that's just like one of those things where that's just your algorithm. Like your algorithm. I recently heard someone said that they never heard anyone talk about Apothecary Diaries on their kind of social media and such. And from my perspective, I see a lot of Apothecary Diaries dialogue and talking about episodes and such on my kind of social media, probably because I've watched it. But yeah, it's one of those things. Or it might just not appear on your kind of feed or whatever. Yeah, there's 15 volumes and 148 chapters. The usual thing for an anime to do would be adapt two or three chapters an episode. So yeah, there's a lot more, and I can't imagine he'd get the secret out this early. Surely. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, good episode today. Not too much in terms of like any like crazy revelations or anything today. It was pretty cool that he was on like the edge of we still don't really know if he's going to be, but he's on like the edge of perhaps switching positions and moving teams, and going to be working with a whole bunch of new people. And again, I really like the fact that he actually would have left a bit of a legacy with the little help desk thing that he was trying to create to help new workers and such. I think that's actually really cool. Shows how much of a sweet guy he is. But yeah, this the second half was really cool. Going camping and such. Like I said, it always looks a lot nicer and a lot better than it actually is. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this episode down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. Apologies. And I'll see you guys next week with what I think will be the final episode.